which is quite good under control. Yet to get off the mark, Khanna came in when the team was facing a different crisis. Again, this is what I was speaking about in the previous over too. As being a middle order batter, you'll be having a different pressure. If you're having next day the game, you'll be having your own preparation. As an opener, you know what needs to be done. Strong shouts. Another one being invited to play through the cover drive. Excellent bowling from Bhuvi. And as an opening bowler, you know when you're bowling, so you'll be getting yourself prepared. But as a middle order batter, you never know when are you going to bat. Sometimes you'll be batting on the 16th over. Sometimes you have to be invited to bat on the 5th over. So these scenarios will let the middle order batters to stay unprepared and be ready for whatever the situations being given to play. And they have to bring the team out of any such crisis. His jersey number says it all. Number 7 from Khanna. The number 7 that brought in a huge magic in Indian middle order batting Mahendra Singh Dhoni. There were times in Indian cricket when Sachin Tendulkar lost his wicket. Almost half a game is lost. Big advantage for any opposition. That is because of the kind of middle order we had. Put ourselves in vain in 1996 World Cup, 1999 World Cup. Many big stages. That's been glided over there. Gets off the mark with that ball. Khanna, a long straight single. Even wicket keepers didn't batted much. That was the kind of culture Indian cricket had before Mahendra Singh Dhoni came in. When he came in, India started hoping in a different way. Even after losing 4 early wickets, we could fight back. As Dhoni and Yuvraj Singh had made it possible along with Mohammad Kaif. Cuts it away. This man picks the length differently. Rest of the batters struggle hard to cut it away. This man lets the ball to come in and attacks it. And also with the way how Bhuvi bowls to the left-handed batter Sivaram Ramkumar is quite different. For the other batters, we've seen him bowling onto the stump line. But for Sivaram Ramkumar, it was off stump or the 4th stump and 5th stump line. Oh, this is quite good. This is pushing himself under pressure. As it turns out to be misfield. That's what bringing up a different magic altogether. He's still having that wicket-taking knack today. Things are working well for him. 2 for 14 as of now with one more to complete this over. Back on strike Khanna, 1 of 7 balls. Could use a slip fielder still. 5 wickets gone. Bit of pressure for the batters to build up the partnership for next 4 to 5 overs. Oh, another close delivery. Dot ball to end the over. 4 runs coming off the over. 47 for 5. Continues out to bowl. Oh, tossed up delivery. That's much better length to play for a sixer. Invitation taken in control. Sivaram Ramkumar says thank you so much. This is what I've been waiting for. What I've seen is that Jaddu Jagan tried to bowl a leggy as he tried to turn out to be a Chinaman straight away against Sivaram Ramkumar just because Sivaram is a left-handed batter. This thing is still there in Indian cricket. This misconception or this format of watching things. Left arm spinner shouldn't bowl to the left-handed batter. Right arm off spinner shouldn't bowl to the right-handed batter. Letting the bowlers to wait until the batter lost his wicket. I think this needs to be controlled. He should have bowled the conventional left arm spin to Sivaram Ramkumar. These were unwanted intentions to bowl a leggy straight away. As he's batting really well today, Sivaram Ramkumar. If anything could change the fate of Dream 11 from here, it would be this man, Sivaram Ramkumar. That's what they are discussing about. The different approach altogether, a leg spinner approach, which comes out of syllabus, and he eventually bowled a tossed up delivery. Must take things under control for sure. But I'll say still there is a lot more pressure on Dream 11, that they have to build a partnership to make anything more than 130 or 150, which will surely be winning total with the kind of quality that they're having with the ball. Taking up some hydration break in the middle. As they're placing the fielders in position. Continues out to bowl. Now Jaddu Jagan bowls over the wicket to Sivaram Ramkumar, and this time he's trying to bowl with a conventional left arm spin that doesn't let Sivaram Ramkumar to free his arms away, which is quite good under control. This time through the covers. That doesn't let him to go for the boundary, but there have been a good temperament here from Sivaram Ramkumar. Not getting carried away with the boundary he scored, sixer he scored in fact. At the same time, doesn't want to take unwanted risk. Just trying to place it onto the gaps. Much better stroke this time, as there is a man in deep at sweeper covers. Now that brings back Kannan on strike, which will be more comfortable for Jaddu Jagan to bowl on to right-handed batter, where he have started attacking him. 5 dot balls to Kanna in his previous over. Will be interesting to watch out for. All the fielders inside the circle on the offside, only long off in position. Sweeper cover comes into the 30-yard circle. Oh, that's pretty closer. Getting closer to the stumps, getting on to the stumps. Kanna must be very careful in his shot selections. There is one set batter at the non-strikers end. Now the roles and responsibility of Kanna is pretty understandable. That all you have to do is to play second fiddle for a couple of overs. That goes behind the wicket keeper. Chases down the ball. Good stop from the fielder. Doesn't go for boundary. Will be just 2 runs to complete this over. 56 for 5 it is after 8. Continues out to bowl Bhuvi. This is turning out to be pretty closer over there. By the way how he's cruising onto the stumps. Will surely be a big challenge altogether to cope up with the same momentum, as they may be trying to keep up it moving forward. Another one that skids on. That's the biggest strength of Bowie, as him being a medium pacer, doesn't have much of running up things over there. This is what turning out to be an interesting battle to watch out for. Onto the stump straight away, glided it over there. Has no chance for the square leg fielder to stop that, going for boundary. Exceptional stroke making as Sivaram Ramkumar continues out to bat. This time invaded the stumps here, but that's been taken in good control over there. Now Bowie will start controlling a lot of Yorkers. Straight down the ground will be just a single, as this is turning out to be quite good under control, bringing up a positive momentum altogether. With just 2 more to end the over, 61 for 5. Looks like they've been trying to come out of this crisis. Starts off with a dot ball over there. As Om Prakash here comes in as a new bowler. Bit of front or back confusion as it goes behind. No chance of that, going for boundary. Quite good under control. Tossed up delivery, that's punished hard as they were running for the second run. Excellent stroke making. Things were quite good under control as it going for boundary. Now Khanna has started finding some gaps over there. They're slowly coming out of The wicket pressure and the momentum started lifting up. This is the turning point of this game as pitch smashes 11 couldn't beat up this partnership, especially with the way how Sivaram Ramkumar is batting. Squeezes it through the covers. Will be another interesting contest to watch out for. Conventional off spinner, it seems as they were going with the secondary bowlers now, as the mainstream bowlers have created enough damage in the power play. The rest will be taken care by these who's supporting the contest. Starts off with the dot, but I think this will be a good move in terms of Sivaram Ramkumar, as he is bringing on a different change to the game. Left-right combination is adding up a lot more spice to the game. The importance of Sivaram Ramkumar is increasing, as him being a left-handed batter, bringing up a complete change over to the innings. With one to complete this over. So far it's been a quite good controlled over. Swing and a miss. And the fingers were going up surprisingly. That's a soft dismissal brought in by Om Prakash as Khanna came in forward. Seems like he have lifted his back foot at the time of wicketkeeper hits up the bails out. Good over from Om Prakash, coming out to be a wicket over. That's 69 for 6. Dream 11. Starts off with the dot ball over there. Anirudh, the new bowler, brings in up a lot more medium paces and spinners onto the game. When you deeply look at the performance, the first few bowlers have been quite good with the pace, Santosh, and then once the introduction of Bhuvi have transformed the game, who was a medium pacer, ran up as a spinner and the release changed the context. And this is turning out to be another interesting bowler, Anirudh, with just 4-step run up and aiming onto the stumps. I think this is what they missed against Sivaram Ramkumar. They bowled a couple of deliveries outside the off stump which lets him to go for the cover drives and punch it well. This over the wicket invading the stumps is a rare phenomena that may bring a difference. But this man is purely adamant with his nature that he is not planning to go out of this ground without bringing up enough damages. But wicket column is something that's worrying sign for them. There is still a possibility of 150 or 160 if they bring up a right partnership. For every 2 to 3 overs there is a wicket falling, regular interval of wickets are pushing themselves under pressure. Now the choice of variety that they are having is they may eventually lose all their wickets for 90 runs or they could eventually score 160 runs. The range is among these 70 runs difference. As a new batter, Kishore on strike came in at number 8 for Dream 11. Starts straight away with an off drive to the long off fielder. Positive cricket from Kishore. That is the biggest transformation that cricketing fraternity is watching now. Even with the way how Urvil Patel batted for CSK, that's the brand of cricket that the current generation is pasting. They never fear on watching conditions. They never fear on watching situations. They play positive cricket despite of who you are. You may be Jasprit Bumrah, you may be Mitchell Stark. They play positive cricket. They play positive cricket all the time. That's the biggest transformation is happening in Indian cricket now. I think that's a free-flowing runs gift from Anirudh. Taken in good control from Sivaram Ramkumar. Boundary it is onto the pads from Anirudh as it's been glided to the fine leg for boundary. That moves the scoreboard to 75. 6 runs coming off this over. The intention is pretty sure that Sivaram Ramkumar is trying to save the stumps and Anirudh is invading the stumps. Little bit of change in line, changing the complete context of the game. Dot ball to end the over. That's 11:75. Santosh back into the attack. 7 for 7 is his best bowling. Exceptional numbers in cricket heroes. Bowled well in the power play, picked up 1 wicket for his name. Now he is back to bowl in the middle overs where they desperately need another wicket. Especially want to add a lot more pressure to the new batter. As we spoke a lot about Kishore's positive intent in the batting despite of whatever the situation is. This intent helps them to create a lot more impact in the game. So the bowlers must be careful on all the aspects of the game, all the time of the game. Despite of you picking up a hat-trick, the 4th ball might go for a sixer. That's the kind of brand of cricket that is being implemented in modern day. Little on the up from Kishore, but must be pretty careful. There is a little difference between playing fearless cricket and playing irresponsible cricket. So if the batter understands that nag, they could eventually play fearless cricket by taking up the responsibility. That's high in the air. Almost landed in front of the long off fielder. Kishore seems to be a player who could create a lot more damage. A busy cricketer, it seems. Maybe 15th over would be the right time to come on to bat for him, but unfortunately situation demands him to come early. But he is not changing his batting style. I'll say that is a positive approach. Sometimes attacking is the best form of defense for some batters. If a batter is very good at attacking, if you try changing his approach, or this situation doesn't let you to attack, just go for defensive approach, he will eventually lose his wicket. That's what happens to Virendra Sehwag. Oh, beautiful batting. That's another boundary. Exceptional stroke making, playing it as late as possible. Bowled on to the fifth stump line, little bit of good length as he let the ball to come on and played it as late as possible at the wider third man. Impressive batting here from Sivaram Ramkumar, reminding me of all the tall left-handed batters. Devdutt Padikkal, Yuvraj Singh. When a left-handed batter plays these elegant strokes, it will be ecstasy to watch out for. 40 of 26, half of the team's total. That shows you the kind of impact and responsibility that he is holding on today. Solidity comes into play. That's what matters the most. Never got carried away with the boundary he scored. Respects all the good deliveries, waiting for the bad deliveries and punishing it off. Batting being scripted simply. Don't try to attack the best bowler's best ball. But yeah, all they are waiting for is that one mistimed shot from Sivaram Ramkumar. One man's good day is changing the fate of the team. We'll be kicking the strike back for the next over. That's 81 for 6. Continues to bowl Anirudh. With just 8 more overs in hands, there is still a possibility of 150 or more. Though it is miraculous, there is a set batter on strike who could keep things moving forward. Pick of the gap, and the placement looks out to be perfect as it hits the dugout of Dream 11. Happy faces. And that moves the scoreboard of Sivaraman to 45. As he is marching towards his well-deserved half-century. One man putting up a lot more pressure to the entire bowling unit of pitch smashers. If he is not there, things would be completely different for them as of now. Maybe change of pace could help them to move things going forward. Glides it to go for single. As things were quite good under control. "86 for 6 now. It will be interesting to see how Kishore is going to implement his attacking approach. Oh, that almost fell out of the hands. You could see the sign of disappointment from Anirudh. But good try from Anirudh. That's not an easy one to take on. Speaking about the catches being taken, one thing is for pretty sure that the bottom hand domination of Kishore is letting him to go out of his control. Every time when he plays a defensive stroke, that's not going onto the ground, that's almost reaching onto the fielder's hands. Maybe if that is the case, Kishore can play attacking cricket. That need not to be in the air. He could play it grounded stroke, but with much of power, punching it down the ground. Swings and misses out. Strong shot from the wicket keeper. Turning out to be a little bit of pressure as Sivaram Ramkumar straight away comes in to have some chat with Kishore. Usually a very good batter, but couldn't meet the ball well today so far. But most of his shots were fell short of the fielders. Just few yards of being a catch opportunity. That he should be very careful in his shot selections going forward. This is the brand of cricket that is required from Kishore at this point of time. Just stay on the crease for a couple of overs with this. If it is okay for you, then you could bring up your own explosions once 16th over gets completed or 15th over gets completed. They may be having their own game plan. And good thing is they're having a set batter. Sivaram is taking care of run rate. Even a boundary he scored in the first ball of this over. Boundaries have started coming on. 46 of 13 of Sivaram. Pulls it away. Placement looks out to be perfect, and that's a misfield. Brings up the half century here for Sivaram Ramkumar. A back off lengthy bowling onto the body line. Pulled it with good control, and that celebration, he deserves all of it. Sivaram Ramkumar doing everything with that smile on face. Obviously he deserves it. Any kind of celebration that doesn't trigger your opposition will be appreciated, will be enjoyed by the viewers. Exceptional performance from Sivaram Ramkumar, single-handedly lifting up the momentum. And that leads to the end of this over. 13 overs completed, 91 for 6. A small hydration break in the middle. Brings up the spinner again. Surprising thing is they didn't continue with the off spinner, though he had a wicket on his name. Now they're bringing up a left arm spinner altogether. This Jaddu Jagan got a wicket on his very first ball today. Bit of lucky day for him with the ball. Again, the shuffles have been quite different as the skipper preferred to bring up new bowler for every 2 to 3 overs. just to bring up the freshness on the game rather than sticking on to the conventional formula of spells. Now Kishore gets confused whether to play the attacking cricket or to play the fiddle. The double mind confusion lets him to not to play with the same brand of cricket he's supposed to play. Speaking about the intent being made today. Change of pace once again. But this time that's quite good under control as he's a tall batter, could run well. As they're trying to pull up the momentum going forward. So far 6 bowlers being used. Surprising thing is with Om Prakash conceded 7 runs and picked up a wicket on the last ball of his over. Was not given another over. If a bowler has that wicket taking nag, sometimes skippers will continue using them with the way how they used Bhuvi today, who picked up 2 wickets early in his first over and was continued to give 2 overs back to back. Will he bowl a leggy or is it going to be an off spinner? Quite good under control. I'll say this is good one. That Sivaram Ramkumar couldn't get things connected well. So conventional off spinner, conventional left arm spinner at the right region is working well as he's bowling over the wicket. Good length at the 4th stump line which will angle onto the stumps. That doesn't let the batter to take much advantage. This is not much better connection. Gut feeling says that there is a wicket alert, maybe on this ball or the next over. That Kishore still is looking out to be clueless. Front or back confusion. Dot ball to end the over. That's 14 overs completed, 93 for 6. (51 of 33) as Anirudh continues to bowl his 3rd over, who's still wicketless. Continues to bowl. That's 94 for 6 as of now. Kishore opens his left leg. Time for some explosions, it seems, as he's trying to shift the gears up. That is what pretty much mandatory at this point of time. Now there is no more expectation of picking up a wicket. That just six more overs in hands. All eyes will be to control the runs from pitch smashers and to increase the run rate here from Dream 11. Despite of whoever the batters sitting on the dugout, just 6 overs in control. Doesn't have much space to create any dramas over there. Oh, that's pretty close. No chance for the bowler to stop. Even the long on fielder, with the kind of timing he had, we all know that it is going for boundary. Good stroke making once again from Sivaram Ramkumar. Playing a trademark innings in big final. These kind of innings will always be remembered with the way how he fought against one of the top class sides of the tournament in this Iron Fist season number 4. Onto the stumps again, trying to be very hard against Sivaram, who is a very good set batter. You can't expect silly mistakes from such batters. They have to think and work twice before coming up with any experimentations. On the other hand, if the wicket starts falling on the other end, things might be quite good under control. That's 100 up here for Dream 11. 1-0-0 for 6 in 14.4 overs. With just 5 more overs in hands, 4 more wickets in hands, things got quite good under control. Swings and doesn't get the convincing connection, but one shot that could change the context of the game. For Kishore's point of view, he's 6 of 13. He's waiting for that one better connection in the middle of the blade. He'll be start to hit the ball. Strong shouts. Missing down the leg and dot ball to end the over. That's 101 for 6 after 15. 101 for 6. Jaddu Jagan, last over for him. Bowling into the death overs. Moves across and straight away turning on against the spin. Trying to consolidate things under control. One maiden for Jaddu Jagan. 10 runs and 1 wicket. Been a positive number altogether. Even among those 10 runs, one went on to be a sixer. Just conceded 4 other runs in those 18 balls. Swings and couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. He would like to see some more pace on the ball rather than connecting it well with the spinners. Sivaram Ramkumar. As they were trying to pull up the momentum. Tossed up delivery, got under the ball comfortably. That's a maximum down the ground from Kishore. Intention was to bowl in Yorker, but that's been taken as a full toss. Look at the way how he aligned himself under the ball to go over the bowler's head. This is the shot that Kishore is waiting for right from the beginning of his innings. Things might turn around Kishore's favour from here. One shot could change the momentum of a batter. And Kishore coming on to form at the right time. Turning out to be an interesting battle to watch out for. As they've been checking down the ball whether it's good under control or not. Look at the way how they transformed this game from the way how it started. There were times when the overall total expectations were around some 70 or 80 runs. Now looking at the numbers, 150 is possible. Brilliant brand of cricket. It was 43 for 5 and 69 for 6. And this partnership is single-handedly changing the context of the game, which is pretty much important. It's almost 41 runs together, along with changing up the momentum of the game. Tossed up delivery, that's high in the air. Fielder under the ball. Oh, that's dropped opportunity. As he's complaining about the sunset. Couldn't see the ball. That's high in the air. Life for Kishore here. As the scoreboard turns to Nelson, 111 for 6. Even before it turns to Nelson, there were certain dramas. Will Nelson bring up any drama in the game, favouring any of these sides? As things were turning out to be quite good under control. Dot ball to end the over. That's 111 for 6. Janaki Raman back into the attack. Started things off in the power play. Now to bowl the death overs for the side. Little bit of space for dramas if they pick a couple of wickets from here. But yeah, as of now both the batters said possibilities of 150 is high. Shot third man in position. And wider third man, sweeper cover, extra covers, no point fielder inside the circle. Short fine leg in position, long on and obviously long off. As this seeming out to be typical post power play field positioning. Surprising thing is 6 fielders on the offside. Short third man, backward point, extra covers. Extra covers is outside the 30th circle in fact. Seems like he's trying to bowl at the outside off stump. Swing and a miss. Kishore couldn't connect it well with the first ball. Now he don't be given much space to bowl wide Yorkers too. If the batter gets it connected, it will be going for boundary. No fielders at deep point, deep third man and wider third man. All of them are standing inside the circle, and that is extra covers in deep. Change of pace outside the off stump would be expected. And no freedom for any bouncers. That's high in the air. Another batter connection. Another tremendous shot to watch out for. Typical T26 hittings. Kishore gets another better connection. 6 on the previous over, 6 in this over too. It's a good length delivery bowled onto the fourth stump line. Kishore opens his front foot widely. That creates him the width that he is looking for and brings up the swing by getting under the ball. Exceptional stroke making. Straight away getting back to the non-strikers and not at all getting carried away with the momentum. Now pitch smashes under pressure for sure. Lost the momentum that they've gained. 69 for 6. That was the situation when this partnership started building. It's 49 runs together from both the batters. That comes in no time. As things were quite good under control. Squeezes through the sweeper cover where the fielder is standing. 2 is the call from Sivaram Ramkumar. That will be just a single. As that leads to the strike being given to Kishore again. 50 runs partnership between Sivaram and Kishore. When the team was under pressure, it was 69 for 6 when both the batters have started batting together. Kishore contributed 21 and the rest being contributed by Sivaram. Played such a positive cricket to take the team out from that crisis. Now looking out to be in a positive situation. Another one that's high in the air. Catches the call. As the fielder will only be a spectator to watch that going past the boundary ropes. This was what we're all waiting for. A back of length delivery bowled onto the body line. Gets himself on top of the ball and swings it at the right direction. Kishore. This was we mentioned that Kishore should come after the 15th over. Well, he will take a lot more challenge. But what's most admiring is that he came early. He played some positive cricket. He rotated the strike, which is not his regular brand of cricket, and now he started attacking. 2 sixes in this over. Change of pace straight away from Janagirangan. That will be respected completely. Single to end the over. That's 126 for 6. 15 runs coming off this over. Santosh to bowl his last over. Surprising to see Bhuvi not coming to complete his spell. Maybe they may be bringing the bowler at any point of this time. Om was not given another over. He picked up a wicket. And there is no left arm pacer in the team, it seems. That is a big advantage for someone like Sivaram Ramkumar. Though it need not to be followed seriously, but this provides a little edge in the game, bringing out left arm spinner for right-handed batter, off spinner for left-handed batter. These kind of convention will also play a crucial role. Good swing of a bat. 2 is the call from the batter, as they couldn't go for the second run. Starts off with a single. Can Santosh be able to bring up the breakthrough that they're looking for? It's almost out of their control as of now. Along with this left-right combination is also bringing up a lot more pressure to the game. Change of field positionings being adjusted. Deep mid-wicket in position. No fine leg and long on in position for Sivaram. Shouldn't bowl onto the body line. This is quite good under control, and that's a misfield as the long on fielder trying to chase it down. Good single, good ground coverage from the fielder. Starting things off with a couple of singles. Not an easy one to play cricket in this hot and humid conditions on a midday at May. That's how it used to be in summers, March, April, May, June. High in the air, goes over the bowler's head, and that's pretty comfortable to reach out the maximum. One more sixer for Kishore. Every over there has been a maximum from him. 4 comes out in the last 3 overs, but this time it's been a slot delivery that's been taken in control. Opens his left leg and goes over the bowler straight away. Spectacular stroke makings from Kishore. Imagine the way how he has started his innings with 50 strike rate for a very long time. Now everything have changed, and that's how you have to resist and you have to hang in there when the team was facing tough situations. When you hang in there and hang in there, eventually the game will turn onto your side. Your time will come. But if you feel nervous when things are going out of your control, you might be losing a wicket. The biggest secret is stay patient and hang in there, especially in batting. As the scoreboard turns to 130s, 9 runs coming off this over with 1 more to complete. 7.57 the run rate now. They may be aiming to make it even 160 here, which will surely be a winning total, but you gotta wait and watch on how pitch smashers are going to fight it back. They were very good at chasing. Attempted Yorker, good execution from Santosh. That doesn't concede much runs on the board. 10 runs coming overall in this over, 136 for 6. Janagiraman to bowl his last over, 0 for 29. Couldn't have good day at work today. This time over the bowler's head, and that's quite good connection over there. 1 bounce boundary it is. Good start to the 19th over. Sivaram Ramkumar. After a long time we are watching Sivaram Ramkumar scoring a boundary. For the past couple of overs we've seen Kishore taking things under control. 4 sixes in 3 overs. Now the responsibility is being taken by Sivaram Ramkumar. Good start to the 19th over. Not the start that Janagiraman would have expected. Change of angle here from Janagiraman, bowling over the wicket. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. But the placement seems to be perfect. There is a third man in position. Deep point in position. In fact, wider third man in position. This seems like he should continue bowling bouncers outside the off stump. But the fine leg is kept empty. Still, it's a risky one for someone like Janaki Raman to cope up with the momentum, as they're also bringing up one more fielder to the offside to cover the point direction. Short third man, wider third man, point. Now last 10 balls in action. Even if they score 10 out of 10, they could eventually reach 150. That's high in the air. Third man follows, and that's taken. Finally the big fish is gone, but done his job really well. Sivaram Ramkumar tried to connect it well. That gets thickish outside edge and reaches out the wider third man hands. No mistake done by the fielder. Janaki Raman gets the breakthrough in his last over. That's 140 for 7. Sivaram walks back to the pavilion. Kudos to such batting efforts. Will surely get standing applause from Dream 11 batting dugout. As you could clearly see on the screen, the entire batting unit of Dream 11 giving standing ovation to such innings. The one innings that completely changed the context of the game, or else the entire first innings total would be a double digit number, to be very honest. Now the new batter in at number 9, Kishore V, a very good hitter of the ball, comes in at the right point of time. A batter like Kishore V is pretty much important at this point of time. Now to Kishore on pitch is surely a danger sign here for pitch smashers. Setting his base right, Kishore V. Swing and a miss, a little bit of low kept. That Kishore was expecting a bit of extra bounce. That is not happening as of his expectation. The ball was keeping low. That was not in his control. And this is turning out to be a good over, despite of the first ball going for boundary. A boundary, 0, wicket and 0. 4 runs of 4 balls with last out in the over. Oh, dropped opportunity. That's a thickish outside edge, as the wicketkeeper was not aware of that would be a drop. Thickish outside edge. Anyway, gets off the mark with that single, Kishore V. 5 runs of 5 balls. That brings back strike to the informed Kishore, who's 36 of 26. Scoring sixers all over the ground. The beauty of batting by Kishore is trying to play it as straight as possible. Straight strokes are always the safest mode of stroking options. The rest will always be choking options, especially when it comes to risky situations. And that's been given wide ball. With 1 to complete this over, 142 for 7. Bowler and leads them to 150. In fact, 7 balls in game, 8 runs needed for 150. That's high in the air, doesn't get much connection over there this time, and that finds the fielder at long on. 2 big fishes gone in the same over, as Janaki Raman finally brought in the breakthrough that they are looking for. This time the intent was to go over the long on fielder's head, but that got hit at the bottom of the bat, it seems, as Kishore lost his wicket and walking back to the pavilion for 36 runs. Another big batter getting back to the pavilion. 142 for 8 it is after 19 overs. Bhuvi to complete the last over, 2 for 20. He was the pick of the bowler. He was the one who brought in the breakthrough. Build up an expectations of double digit total at the end of 20 overs, or the team must have bowled out before the 20th over. But somewhere, Sivaraman, who brought a magic along with Kishore, that one partnership changed the innings. That's high in the air, beats the extra covers fielder and goes for boundary. Kishore V gets his first boundary today, as the ball was being bowled fuller through the outside off stump area, as that's been taken in good control and played it through the covers. Not much better connection, but got something that's enough to go over the extra covers fielder. Good start to the last over now. (146 for 8). This seems to be par score here. With the kind of bowling that Pitch Smash is having, they'll be pretty happy. Dream 11 were having, they'll be pretty happy with the kind of total that they post. But on the other hand, you must be very careful with Pitch Smashers. They're known for chasing. Even if it is 170, sometimes they have chased the target. But when both the teams met in the league phase, Dream 11 have batted first. They scored 150 and they have defended successfully against the same Pitch Smashers. And that too not a close encounter. They scored 150 Dream 11 and Pitch Smashers have scored just 111. Keeping that in mind, will be positive momentum for them. Will be a couple of runs on the board at the end phase of this innings, with just 3 more to complete the first innings. Been exceptional performance right from the beginning of this innings. Can they be able to make it more than 150? Steps out and gets the connection. Not much better connection, but 2 is the call from the batter. No chance of that being a second run. Good throw from the fielder, saves a single, as that moves the scoreboard to 149. Looking at the bowling card, 6 bowlers being used today. Om Prakash was not given much overs. Still he bowled 1 over. Anirudh was given just 3 overs to compensate that. Rest of the bowlers completed their spells today. Got the bottom of the ball. 2 is the call again. No chance of that. Going for the second run. That 150 up here for Dream 11. With the kind of start that they've got. 13 for 2, 33 for 3, 33 for 4, 43 for 5, 69 for 6. Now it's 150 for 8. Good comeback from Dream 11. And speaking about 4 bowlers completing their spells today, Santosh Janagiraman, Bhuvi and Jaddu Jagan. Swing and a miss. That brings us to the end of the first over. Another wonderful last over from Bhuvi. Ends his spell for 2 for 27. And that's the end of first innings. 150 for 8 it is at the end of 20 overs. Got struggled early in the wickets, especially in the power play. Santosh Janagiraman. Santosh got the first breakthrough and then carried on with that Bhuvi. Jaddu Jagan brought in another breakthrough. But somehow that one partnership between Sivaram and Kishore have brought the magic. Sivaram scored 65 and Kishore scored 36. That changed the context of the game. Now 151 required for Pitch Smashers to win this game. Let's wait and watch what's going to happen in the second innings. Right into the second innings. 151 required here to lift up the trophy for Pitch Smashers 11. Not a challenging one for them. We've seen them chasing targets in the tournament. But will that be the same case today in such big stages? There comes the big question. 7 games they batted second, among which they won 6. Only one losing game. Again, which I've already told that one losing game came against Dream 11. Speaking about their winning streak, they've chased 153 target in 18.5 overs in first game against Boundary Blasters and chased down 155 against Vespartans. Couple of victories with the likes of VR Spartans, and defended 140 against Mighty 11, chased 125. So overall it's been quite good experience for them in chasing down targets. Against Elite Bulls they've chased down a target of 172. So chasing down target have never been a problem for them. They had solid batters in control with the likes of Om Prakash, Prakash Ali, Saravana Prakash. All of them have batted really well throughout the tournament. So these batters will be expected to perform today as well. Especially Om Prakash being the top run getter for Pitch Smashers. Following him, there have been the other batters that are in the list. As everything set here, Ishwar with the ball. Om Prakash on strike. First ball of the second innings. Oh, that gets thickish outside edge. Good stop from the fielder. And closed opportunities. They would have had a slips in position. But good stop from the fielder anyway. Saves 3 runs. Why didn't they go with this without a slip fielder? We should have gone with a slip fielder. We've seen, on the other hand, Dream 11 have came up with slips. In fact, Pitch Smashers have came up with slips in position for a very long time. Vinod on strike. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. No signs of slip fielder yet. Bit of defensive approach to long on in position and deep point in position are the only 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. Change of pace, doesn't get the connection that they're looking for. Never be a single. There should be some control over there with the way how Vinod swings the bat. Maybe he wants to maximize the power play. Though the target is 151, it's a touch and go total for them. A little bit of careless intent might take them away from the game. It seems to be an easy one as long as you take it seriously. That's one of those reasons why Vinod is trying to implement that in the first over itself. That's a wide ball anyway. Little bit of adjustments over there, quite good under control with the way how Ishwar is bowling. Still more possibilities of this getting a feather. Having a slips in position will be an added advantage for them. Doesn't provide much opportunities over there. Sweep a cover in position, expecting that the batter will try to play cover drives. Exactly, that's how they pace the fielder in position. Gets off the mark with that single, Vinod, as that brings strike back to Om Prakash. One of the top run getter will be expected to perform well today, to take up the responsibility on scoring runs with the likes of how Shivaraman did in the first innings. Things were quite good under control. Oh, close keeper standing behind the stumps. This again controls Om Prakash from stepping out or using the feet well. This continuously haunts the batter's mindset that, oh, he's standing behind, he might be stumping me, he might be watching my back foot. So if a batter starts thinking about what the wicketkeeper is doing and why the wicketkeeper is standing closer, he will eventually fail to pick the gaps, he will eventually fail to read the ball. So it's a two-way approach that it psychologically impacts the mindset of a batter. It controls the flow. Risky calls anyway. Good work from Khanna as he's standing closer to the stumps. Oh, another close one. It's quite good under control. Saves a couple of runs over there. Dot ball to end the over. That's 3 for no loss. .148 more required to win the game. Now Kishore is with the ball. We've seen him performing well with the bat. Played a responsible knock. Took himself in control when the team was struggling and started smashing sixers after the 15th over. Great hitter of the ball. He's one of those reasons why the team is in good position now. But the job is not yet done for Kishore. He have to carry out the same momentum in the second innings. Straight away onto the stumps. Good call from the non-striker. Oh, that's directed. But no, says the on-field umpire. Excellent work from the wicketkeeper. The way how he went and carried the ball to the way how he threw it. It's a single stump view for him. Fiery performance here from the Dream 11. For every single run, they have to risk their wicket pitch smashers. This is turning out to be an interesting contest to watch out for. Started off with an approach of a short ball Kishore. It's going to be an interesting contest to watch out for us. They're having third man in position. Only one fielder standing outside the 30th circle, it seems. Punches through the point direction for single. Quite good under control with the way how they're batting today. And it's not just about the way how you bowl in the power play. All you need is the early wickets to fall. Though you posted decent total in the batting, picking up wickets in a regular interval of time might push you into the game. Swing and a miss. A little bit of appeal from the bowler. That's turning out to be quite good under control as Vinod trying to swing his bat by extending the arms to the point direction. No chance of that, going for single. Very busy Dream 11 fielders, finding ways to pick wickets at everywhere. They know that if the wicket doesn't fall in the first power play, maybe 1 or 2 wickets doesn't fall, things will eventually go into the hands of pitch smashers. They're planning to pick these partnerships. They know what needs to be done. 151 is the target. They've given a target to chase on. Slice it at the deep. There was a fielder in position, but it have landed way before. Speaking about the importance of partnership, that's how pitch smashers were batting here, and that's why Dream 11 are little too animated. They badly need this wicket. Bit of obsession towards picking up that wicket here, Dream 11. So that's getting pretty closer with one more to complete this over. So far 2 runs coming off this over with 1 leg by. Overall 3 runs in the over. As you could see, the required run rate is 7.98 and current run rate is 3.27. That they could eventually make it up at any point of time. What matters the most is early breakthrough. Fantastic over from Kishore coming to an end at 6 for no loss. Six for no loss. 145 required from here. Wicketkeeper standing closer to the stumps. Continues to bowl Ishwar. Hits and got the placement. Looks out to be right as the long on fielder chases down the ball. No chance for him to stop that, going for boundary. First boundary of the innings. That comes from the bat of Vinod. He desperately went back for that shot. Not a bad delivery at all. But anyway, welcome boundary, bit of positivity into the innings now. Pitch smashers 11. Still, there have been more space for Dream 11 to pick that early breakthrough that they're looking for. Swing and a miss as it goes past the wicketkeeper. Says White's the on-field umpire. Turning out to be a little bit of challenging, especially with the one that is being invited to play for the cut shot. That eventually has more space for the bowler to fetch something out there. That's high in the air. Catches the call. Yet that landed safely and gets the one bounce boundary. Quite good under control with the way how the boundary being taken. 2 boundaries to begin this over with a wide in control. Pressure on Ishwar for sure. $15 for no loss. That's high in the air. Catches the call. But that's quite impossible for the fielder to catch or stop that. That's another one, goes for boundary. Hat trick of boundaries it is from Vinod as he's trying to lift up the momentum. And now that's keeping Dream 11 be out of the game at this point of time, as there have been heated discussion. Started things off positively, didn't even consider a single that easily. Now this hat trick of boundaries relieves the pressure from Vinod and Om Prakash. Taking things under control over there. Mid off inside the circle, extra covers. Sweeper cover where that catching area was there. Now there is a fielder in position. Continuing to bowl at the same region, Ishwar, that's one of those reasons when you look at the wagon wheel of this batting, one at mid wicket, one at third man, one at sweeper cover. Except that mid wicket, even including that, everything was bowled outside the off stump. So there have been plenty of options for batters as he read the bowler well. His angle was pretty similar, pace was pretty similar. Nothing is getting deviated. That set the tone for the batter to stay rhythmic. Another one, this time fielder in position. But he couldn't stop that, going for a maximum, it seems. That's a sixer, first sixer of the innings. Vinod is unstoppable in this over. That's 18 runs scored by Vinod and 2 runs came as wide. Overall 20 runs in this over, which completely relieves the pressure from pitch smashers 11. Now the required run rate is pretty low. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. Will be another wide. 21 runs over it is from Ishwar. Is it the time to bring up some spin in the game? Maybe they can come up with a spinner to counter-attack the openers. As the required run rate is 7 odd, which is gettable at this level of cricket. Current run rate is 9.53. These were little nuances that gets easy singles for them. Turns out to be interesting one. 3 overs 28 for no loss. Punches over there. Continues to bowl Kishore. Will try to consolidate on what happened in the previous over. Compensate for Ishwar's expensive over, which unfortunately went on to be expensive. Still Vinod in strike as Om Prakash watching all the dramas at the non-strikers in. Extra bounce. Attempted short ball over there, but I won't say it's a right approach when you have fine leg inside the circle. You'll not be given much freedom to bounce the ball, but was a good attempt from Kishore. Extra bounce got generated. He's having the talent and skill set to produce extra bounce to threat the batter. Key note is that Vinod is not wearing helmets, so that may sometimes impact the focus of the batter. 1 or 2 bounces being delivered. But this time he got it connected well. Catch is the call, but that won't be a catch as it went past the boundary ropes. Another maximum. Vinod seems to be unstoppable. Moves to 27 of 36 as the team total is 34. Just 7 runs difference between team and Vinod. will be a danger sign. If Vinod loses wicket, the entire momentum will fall down. 117 required from here on 99 balls. Trying to maximize the power play here, Vinod. Swing and a miss, as that's quite good under control. .34 for no loss. Continues out to bowl Kishore. On to the pads, couldn't get much control over there. Not bowling anyone as a fuller length delivery. Despite of one went for maximum, still continues to bowl back of length and good length deliveries. That doesn't let Vinod to swing his bat comfortably. 1 sixer, but 4 dot balls. I'll say this is a quite good comeback from Kishore, but that depends upon the way how last ball is being treated. One ball could change the context of the game. Is this an expensive over or is it a good comeback? That's high in the air, catches the call. But that's not a stoppable delivery. Brave, luck favors the brave, as that's brave shot by Vinod. Went on to be another maximum. Plays a captain's knock here, Vinod. 12 runs coming off that Kishore over. That's 40 for no loss. Change of bowling. Sivaram came in. When you time travel to the first innings, power play have been dominated and controlled by the pitch smashers bowlers. Dream 11 weren't struggling unless or until Sivaram came in and started working towards the positive approach. Similarly, now with the ball, Sivaram, could he bring up the breakthrough that they'll acquire? Strong shouts and the fingers going up. The moment we are speaking about breakthrough, the breakthrough is being given by Sivaram, the same man who gave it by batting also. Om Prakash, the batter, being dismissed. Pitch smashers are losing their first wicket. 40 for 1 it is. BK, the new batter, in at number 3 for pitch smashers 11. Good start from Sivaram. Gives up the first breakthrough for the side. Did it with the bat, now doing it with the ball. All-round performance. Good day for Sivaram today. Whatever he does works well for him. The choice of shot selection, stroke makings, bowling, the way how he impacted onto the stumps. Oh, flicks it away at the square region. Easy pickings for BK to get off the mark with the boundary. This is modern day T20 cricket. You may be picking up a wicket, but if you bowl a simple loose delivery, you will be punished straight away. even by the new batter. Being a bowler is really challenging in modern day cricket. Good batting from BK, signs of positivity, doesn't let them under to go down with the run rate. And I would like to add one more point with the way how Sivaram batted today. I'll say it's an innings of common sense. Swing and a miss. That doesn't mean it's not about blaming the other batters. When you keenly look at the way how Sivaraman paced his innings, the choice of shot selection, the balls that he respected, the balls that he attacked, it's not something out of the box thinking. It's just the common sense. He never let his emotional side to contribute in his batting. Never took any emotional decisions. Everything was spot on with common sense. Now doing the same with the ball. Bit of innovative work from the wicketkeeper. With one to complete this over, changes the line here. Sivaram tries to bowl outside the off stump as he's very good at flicking the ball at the deep square leg. And there is a deep mid wicket in position anyway. Mid on and deep mid wicket are the only two fielders on the onside. And one thing is pretty clue that gives Sivaraman good length, all the ball, no bounces being pulled. And straight away one back of length delivery. Just 4 runs coming off the door and an important wicket. Pitch smashes 44 for 1 after 5. .44 for 1. Sonu Pratap, the new bowler, to bowl the last over of power play. Change of pace, change of end. Time for spinners to bowl from the streaming end. That's high in the air. It seems like he was waiting for the spinner to come on, straight away taking down the spinner. A maximum to start off. Full length delivery outside the off stump. With bottom hand domination, it's a bang on shot straight down the ground. This reminds me of Virendra Sehwag. When spinners are in action, even before they start the run up, Sehwag will be ready to hit the sixer. This is quite good under control. When you keenly look at this, he's having a bit of premeditation. 50 up here for pitch smashes with that sixer. He's intentionally waiting to play it at the straight direction. Still mid off inside the circle. The one went straight. Was little through the long off region. Big shot again. Will it cover the boundary rope? He's standing, not at all moving. That's another maximum. 2 sixers and 3 balls. Grand welcome to the spinner here. This is the brand of cricket that youngsters are playing in modern day cricket. Vinod playing a single-handed knock by taking up the responsibility as a captain. It's a captain's knock in big finals. Just 95 more of 87 balls. All they need is some good partnership. If BK is taking up that responsibility, this is going to be easy chase for them. Strong shouts and the fingers were going up. This is a nothing shot from Vinod. It's a close delivery onto the stump line and he cluelessly tries to flick it away at the deep square leg. And he's also not satisfied with the decision. Vinod walking back to the pavilion for 45 runs. Wonderful start to the power play. Unfortunately walking back to the pavilion in the power play itself. As that's 50 for 2. In fact 56 for 2. Santosh, the new batter, comes in at number 4. Opened the innings with the ball, now at number 4. To play the 2 balls of power play. Will he play the same brand of cricket that Vinod left on the field? I'll never be surprised if Santosh goes for a boundary of the first ball. Starts off with a dot ball. Good comeback from Sonu Pratap despite giving 2 sixes in 3 balls. Straight away aimed at stumps. Last ball of power play. That's clean bowled. Good celebration over there. Sonu Pratap brought in another wicket. This time it's Santosh the batter being dismissed. Came in, couldn't create much impact in the game as Dream 11 have impacted in the last over of power play. 56 for 3 it is. Vicky, the new batter, came in at number 5. That's 95 required from here. Good comeback from Dream 11. And all of a sudden, 2 wickets in the last over. When they brought in the spinners, things have changed, twisted towards the opposite direction. 6-0-6, wicket 0 wicket. That's the kind of impact. As Sivaram continues up to bowl, he was the one who started picking up the fashion of wickets. Strong shouts! Had two sounds over there. That seems to be close call. As long as Sivaram controls the game, even as a batter, as a bowler, there is something to hope for. Dream 11 giving a tough fight here for pitch smashers. Anything might happen from here. That's why batting second is a challenging task to do, especially when it comes to big final. One good over changes the complete context of the game, pushes the batters into the back foot. As he's trying to invade the stumps, good control from BK. BK seems to be good flicker of the ball. The way how he closes the pace of the bat shows he loves to play those flick shots and leg glance, but must be very careful with these invading stumps. Vicky to face his first ball today. A number 5 batter for pitch smashers needs to take up the responsibility. Through the covers. That's a responsible stroke to start with. Gets off the mark with a boundary. The fielder have overrun and misfieldered it to the boundary. That's been a full and delivery ball through the outside off stump area. Bit of animated delivery from Sivaram, not in good control, and Vicky takes it in good control to play through the covers. Excellent cover drive to get off the mark. As that needs sweeper cover fielder to stand a little straightish to stop that going for boundary. He just overran and let it go for the boundary. Another one through the covers. This time he overran but somehow managed to stop the ball going for boundary. Will be just a single. Trying to show some positive cricket despite of the wickets being fallen. This is a quality batting display. As there have been a little change in the field positioning. Fine leg in place as some replacement. As the previous sweeper cover fielder being added to the backward point region. Strong shouts and the fingers were going up. Even BK has got convinced with that decision. Sivaram gets another one. The hopes of pitch smashers were going down at Sivaraman gets wicket number 2. This time it's been bowled on to the 4th stump line. BK tried to push it into the back foot. A little bit of second sound that we could clearly hear. 62 for 4 it is after 7. As that 62 for 4. Things were getting quite good under control. Now 89 required to win the game. Bit of pressure for pitch smashers 11 from here. Sonu Pratap continues to bowl. Picked up 2 wickets on his previous over. Conceded 2 sixes and then picked up 2 wickets, including the set batter's wicket. He'll be expected to perform with the same rhythm. Pulls it away. There is a man in deep. As he saves it with good control, it will be just a single. Anirudh, the new batter, in at number 6. Now there have been promising prospects with the likes of bowlers like Sonu Pratap. Need a good partnership between Anirudh and Vicky, as we've seen in the first innings between Sivaram and Kishore. The one partnership that changed the context of the game, with one playing positive cricket throughout the innings. So they have to do both, one playing the positive cricket, and there should be a good build of partnership. Left-handed batter Anirudh slips in place for him. On to the stumps. No signals, the on-field umpire. That seems to be a pretty close call. Turning down the leg, it seems. Little bit of angled away from the stump line. Another close delivery, looking out to be more rhythmic here, Sonu Pratap, after getting those wickets. Trying to challenge the batter, bowling the full length delivery onto the stumps. Anirudh is taking his own time in the middle. Don't forget there is a slips in place too. Strong shouts. No chance of that being a dismissal. Good work behind the stumps. Couple of dot balls in this over, as Anirudh feels that to be a little bit pressurizing. Good control over there, as he's trying to get that single, gets off the mark with that single. Anirudh, a little bit of over-excited delivery that he tried to bowl an Yorker, which went down to be a full toss that gave a good comfortable single for Anirudh. Two runs in the over, no signs of any wicket so far. Another one, attempted Yorker from Sonu Pratap, trying to steal wickets from the batters. That's 65 for 4 after 8. $65 for 4. New bowler into the attack. Manikuttan, the new bowler. Seems like they've been trying two-way spin attack here, and slips in place again. Post power play, they are bringing on spinners, slip fielders to the game. That shows the kind of attacking intent that they're having now after getting those couple of wickets. Oh, that's a misfield. Tried his best, the fielder, but that eventually goes for boundary. Not a satisfying delivery from Manikuttan. When the team is struggling by losing 4 wickets, you're not supposed to bowl those short balls out there, the off stump. Could flight the ball better, as we've seen in the previous over. Sonu Pratap even bowling Yorkers as a spinner, That's the kind of zone that you are in as a team for Dream 11. They could try and attack the batters. The batters were in a defensive approach now. Slips removed straight away. One more to control the sweeper cover drives. Not an easy one. Another loose delivery here from Manikuntan. Not a regular day at work for him. Usually a good bowler, but today he's not finding his rhythm in the first couple of deliveries. And sometimes it used to happen for the bowlers. The first couple of deliveries won't fall at the right places, but once if they start picking up wickets, things will fall in place. Maybe a different batter. Now he may be trying to bring up the proper angle that he's looking for. Manikuttan, leggy to Anirudh, the left-handed batter. Short square leg in place, deep mid-wicket and deep square leg. Big shot, catches the call. That's a one bounce boundary, pierces between long on and deep mid-wicket fielder. Good placement from Anirudh and plays some positive cricket. Finally Manikuttan got in some good place, but unfortunately that goes for boundary. It's a good delivery anyway. Two-way attack from both the sides. For 2 overs, Dream 11 are dominating. For 2 overs, pitch smashers are dominating. It's a never-ending story. Nobody is continuing the momentum for 4 to 5 overs. That's the beauty of this game. Both the sides are equally challenging, not letting the opposition to completely take over the innings. That's what happened in the first innings too. 6-7 overs have been dominated by pitch smashers, and then the partnership that changed the game completely. Similarly now, after picking a couple of wickets, look at the boundary counts now. 2 boundaries, single and a wide. Tough had 10 runs in this over. Swept it away at the deep square leg region. Yes, there have been a bit of nervous approach while stopping the boundary rope balls, turning out to be a little bit difficult for them. With one more to complete this over, back on strike Vicky. Now this seems like pitch smashers have started scoring runs. When you start expecting that they could make it eventually, and another wicket falls. That's how we've seen so far. Single to end the over. That's 77 for 4. (77 for 4). Sonu Pratap continues to bowl. Have tried a couple of Yorkers in his previous over. Will be trying to continue with the same momentum. But on the other hand, Vicky is in desperate to get some boundaries. Was not ready to let the game go till the 20th over. Good shot that have been pitched on to the wicket. Quite good under control with the way how they are approaching. Meeting the balls in the middle of the blade. Seems to be a danger man, Vicky. As long as he plays, it's not going to be a good sign for Dream 11. Now Anirudh on strike. Short third man standing wider as the wicketkeeper adjusting himself. I was expecting that Anirudh might glide it behind. He seems to be a smart batter. Quite good under control, catches the call that finds fielder at long on. Turning out to be interesting battle to watch out for. as both the batters were trying to show some intent. And when you try to show more intent against Sonu Pratap, we've seen batters losing their wickets. That's what happened in his first over, which was the last over of power play anyway. But nothing you could do against such deliveries. If it's been angled at the right region, you can't take unnecessary risks that might take your team away from the game. More than half a total crossed, not even a half of the innings being played. Look, 80, it is 71 more needed. Now the 10.3 overs left in this innings. Beautiful batting from Anirudh. Sensible cricket that he plays. He knows the team is in good control. All they need is a partnership and a gradual increase of run rate. He understood the intention of Vicky and started rotating strike. Even that was a good ball from Sonu Pratap anyway. Can't be hit anywhere. Short ball offered. That's punished hard at the deep square leg region. Good stop from the fielder. Will be just a single. Should have ran the first and quickly. They would be having a little bit of opportunity for them to keep things under control. Last ball of this over. Almost halfway through the second innings. Looks like pitch smashes on the driver's seat now. Tossed up delivery, that's punished hard, catches the call as that goes for a maximum. That's a full toss delivery onto the body of the batter. Anirudh taken that for granted and places it at the deep square leg region. 88 for 4 after 10. glides it behind as there were no fine leg fielders standing in position. Starts things off with boundary. Madan, the new bowler, straight away been punished. Not a poor delivery, but that's been a little bit of inside edge from the bat. Quick fire 30 runs partnership between Anirudh and Vicky, both contributing equally. It was 62 for 4 at one point of time. Now it's 92 for 4. Turning good. Current run rate is 9.05. Now bowler run required to win the game. All they needed to save some wickets and finish things off as quick as possible. Just because it is bowler run required, that doesn't mean you have to play until the 20th over. If you play a longer game, there will be more possibilities for Dream 11 to come back by picking up any wickets. So trying to finish it as quick as possible will be quite good for pitch smasher. Strong shouts as it goes past the wicket keeper. He is looking clueless, including the short third man. These were unfortunate events. Pretty unlucky Madan here. Even Khanna is a very good wicket keeper. Unfortunately, that went out of his control. 8 runs so far, with 3 more to end this over. That's 96 for 4. Three to end the over. 20 of 13 Vicky, 14 of 10 Anirudh. Deep mid wicket and deep square leg in position, long on in position. Both the boundaries gone behind. Now this time he's slicing it, has no chance for the point fielder to stop that. Back to back boundaries here. This is much better stroke making comparing to the previous few. Good length outside the off stump. Let the ball to come in and played it as a late cut to the left of point fielder as he stood clueless to stop that. 100 up here for pitch smashers 11 and 10.4 as they just need 51 to win the game. Now this is where every time when they gain the momentum, there have been a breakthrough happen for Dream 11. Quite good under control, doesn't risk his wicket Vicky. Not carrying with the momentum or emotional decisions, just going on with a single for the good delivery. That brings back a left-handed batter on strike. 13 runs so far in this over. What will Anirudh do from now? Will he go for a boundary or is it going to be a single? Most probably he might be choosing to go for boundary or two, so that Vicky will be getting the strike back in the next over. Depends upon the kind of ball he's bowling. Doesn't need to be so much of premeditated at this point of time. The situation seems to be encouraging for them. Strong shout. Dot ball to end the over. That's 101 for 4. Sivaram continues to bowl. Much needed over at this point of time. All they need is a breakthrough, and this man got all the potential to bring that to the side. Now how will Vicky approach this over? Is it going to be the same treatment or a little bit of respect for the wicket taking bowler? Squeezes it through the covers. Good stop from the fielder, will be just a single. As long as they stay calm against Sivaram, will ensure that they are winning this game. He's a dangerous bowler, might pull back the game at any point towards Dream 11. In fact, every time when the momentum fallen towards pitch smashers, it was him who brought in the breakthrough by picking up a key wicket. Well, one more over for Sivaraman from here. That would change the context. That's welcome boundary. These were lucky ones here. Intention was to attack the stumps. Disappointed Sivaraman. One more over for Sivaram was also there. Those will be surely crucial. Rest of the bowlers are fumbling in the middle, to be very honest. Good controlled batting from Anirudh. Doesn't lost his shape completely, though it is onto the body line. This happens when you open up your body and tilt your head towards the striking area. He stood straight until he watches the ball, until he met the ball. Bit of miscommunication, but that ended as a happy ending. Changing the field positioning. One more ball for Sivaram. Will he bring up the breakthrough in this delivery? Perfect placement as it goes for boundary to end the over. That's 10 runs coming off the over. This time a full toss delivery outside off stump opens the pace of the bat Vicky and splashes it at the backward point region. 111 for 4 after 12. Starts off with a dot ball. Sonu Pratap to bowl his last over. Got a positive start, but past couple of overs have not been quite good. Despite of those two wicket-taking deliveries, when you keenly look at the way how batters approached him, it was full of positivity. Attacking cricket against Sonu Pratap. Adding one more to that, this time through the covers. Good stop from the fielder, saving 2 runs for his side. Exceptional performance at the boundary ropes. But once again, top quality stroke making from Anirudh. On the one hand, we are watching classic batting of Anirudh with smart and sensible approach. On the other end, it's Vicky who's playing attacking cricket. 51 runs together in 32 balls. It was 62 for 4. It's now 113 for 4. This partnership changes the game. When you keenly look at both the innings, partnerships are the key to success for both the sides. And first innings, we've seen Sivaram and Kishore. Now we are watching Anirudh and Vicky bringing up that partnership. Left-right combination. Good call from Vicky. That is a non-striker's call, and Vicky called it. Good throw from the fielder anyway. There is a reason behind this, that Vicky desperately wants strike against Sonu Pratap as he's planning to take down the bowler. Will be a couple of runs on the board to finish things off. Long on in position, long off in position, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. All protections are with an approach of defensive mindset, as Vicky might find aerial route. Turning out to be a decent last over for Sonu Pratap, with one more to complete this over. So far 4 runs coming off this over. Cuts it away. Another good stop from the fielder. Boundary check will surely be done. But anyway, that's a single to end the over. 5 runs coming off this over. That's 116 for 4. Now Kishore back into the attack. Another impressive bowler. Though he didn't got much wickets, he was quite successful with the way how he bowled his first 2 overs, building up a lot of pressure to the batters. Now Dream 11 trying all their weapons in the that they are having in the side. 1 wicket or 1 or 2 wickets in a regular interval of time, they could come back in the game. Yet it's just 35 required before they score a couple of boundaries. There needs to be a breakthrough. Change of pace. That's taken in control. 2 is the call from the batter. As they're running back for the second run. Good ground coverage from the long on fielder. Saves another 2 runs for the side. 33 required to win the game. Pitch smashes are proving that why they are one of the greatest chasers of the tournament. 7 match chasing, winning 6 out of 7. Such a huge success ratio when they bowl first. No chance of that going for any single over there. There is a man in position. Things are seeming to be quite good under control. Change of pace being implemented by Kishore. The first one being a slow full toss, this one being good length onto the stump line. This is a 2-way attack. Cuts it away and nobody could stop that going for boundary. Excellent stroke making from Anirudh. This time similar kind of length bowled outside the off stump. Anirudh let the ball to come on, didn't went forward and slices it to the left off point fielder. Sweeper cover couldn't even reach the ball. A welcome boundary that puts Kishore under pressure now. Now they have to rework on the field positioning. When you keenly look at the wagon wheel of Anirudh, he played a lot of late cuts. He tried to slice the ball away, both Vicky and Anirudh. So making the sweeper cover fielder stand to square will be a good approach. Now mid off inside the circle as they've been pushing the third man to the boundary ropes. Will this work well for them? Simplistic stroke making from Anirudh. Just keeping things under control. Will be just a single over there. They got what they required in this over. Now they're gonna play silence cricket here. Sometimes this triggers the emotion of a bowler. Oh, you're hitting. Now I'm bowling the best delivery in my armory. Go for a big shot. And the batter silently rotates the strike, which triggers the emotion from a bowler that can't be satisfied. I'm trying to give you a trap and you're not falling for the trap. That's something called as outplaying your opposition in terms of mind games. They've been setting up the fielders over there. Long on long, a super cover deep, mid wicket deep, square leg at the deep. A cheeky one, couldn't go for singles. Things were quite good under control with the way how they are approaching it. As both the batters moves to the 30s with the previous single, Anirudh, Vicky is already in his 30s. 31 of 20, Anirudh 30 of 23. Dot ball to end the pretty decent over, coming to an end 123 for 4. 28 to win the game. Things were quite good under control. Something miraculous should happen to bring Dream 11 into the game. Ishwar back into the attack, who's not quite successful with the ball so far in this innings. Two is the call from the batter as he's running back for the second run. Anirudh, good stop from the fielder. Just pulling up the right momentums, not getting carried away. The decisions that they're taking looks out to be impressive. That emotional intelligence is working well. That's why I mentioned a few innings will be called as innings of common sense. When you understand the game and when you understand the situation, you know what needs to be done. That doesn't need a textbook, that doesn't need a manual. Swing and a miss, as this is adding up a little bit of pressure, as every run is important from here. Continues out to bowl Ishwar. That's high in the air. Catch is the call from the batter, fielder in fact. Will be just a single. Full of defensive approach here, doesn't let the batters to score boundaries. At the same time, the possibilities of picking wickets will also be low in this particular field positioning. There wasn't any catching fielder. The fielders are only to save boundaries. There have been many boundaries went through the point direction and behind the wicketkeeper today, more than the straight shots. Kishore feels a bit pressure. For the last couple of deliveries, we didn't saw much of impactful knock from Kishore, as he's finding ways to score runs, but not the boundaries. Quick running between the wickets. Strong shouts, but that's been wonderful running. Good call from Anirudh anyway. It was a risky call for him and he came back straight away with a bold decision. That eases out the pressure from Vicky rather than facing a lot of dot balls. Last ball to end this over. 5 runs so far coming off this over with Anirudh to face the last ball. That's on to the pads, turning down the leg it seems. And Anirudh sending back Vicky, who almost came half of the pitch. 5 runs coming off the over. That's 15 overs completed, 128 for 4. Sivaram to bowl his last over. Onto the stumps. 2 is the call from Anirudh. As he's running back for the second run. He is at the danger end. Good running between the wickets. Starts off with a positive approach. But Sivaram will always be deadly at any point of time. These 5 balls are going to be crucial. If nothing impactful happens in these 5 balls, nobody stops pitch smashers reaching out the winning mark. 21 more required to win the game. As he's trying to cut it away for single, leading up to a lot more pressure for them to bowl on for the left-right combination. Exactly what happened in the first innings. But it's a much better batting, as that's Vinod have also scored 45. That 45 brings in a lot of difference in the game. Along with Vinod's top score, Anirudh and Vicky are just carrying on the momentum that Vinod left. Good teamwork here from pitch smashers. Trying to keep things under control. 20 of 28 to win the game. Through the covers, good stop from the fielder. Saves the boundary. Impactful shot from Anirudh, as it slightly went away from his control. Squeeze it through the covers. Slowly going for the first run, no chance of that getting another run on the board. These were final proceedings from here. 10 required. 19 it is. Few shots away, in fact 3 sixers away. As these two batters were having that potential, not letting the spinners to come onto the game, keeping that in mind. Good fight back from Dream 11 anyway. For the past couple of overs, they have not been letting much of boundaries, with one or few going here and there. Even if you're winning, win it closely. I'm not letting you to win things easily. That's the kind of attitude that Dream 11 are having. Somehow pushing the game to the 16th over. With just 4 overs in hands, less space for drama, but Dream 11 will surely try for that. Change of pace, that's high in the air. That got the distance covered. Maximum it is. Huge shot goes over the bowler's head. Sivaram tried to bowl a slower one, and Vicky picks that up and dispatches it over his head to the boundary ropes. 6 to end the over, that's 139 for 4. Kishore to bowl his last over, as Vicky moved to 40s, 41 of 27. Now Anirudh on strike, but just 13 more runs required to win the game. In fact 12 more runs required to win the game. Onto the pads. That's turning down the leg, it seems. Couldn't go for the single, but attempted Yorker here from Kishore. Could be kept in control over there. A little bit of desperation to finish things off quickly. That would be running on the thoughts of Anirudh and Vicky. But there shouldn't be much of over control stroke makings. This will get some runs on the board for them, as it got a feather of Anirudh's bat. $11 more to win. 2 shots away from Vicky. That would eventually reach his half century too. 3 batters in fact have been top performers today for pitch smashers, with the way how Vinod started in the power play and then how Vicky and Anirudh carried in the middle overs, now carrying forward to the death overs too. Good thing is these were successful contributions for the side. They did what needs to be done perfectly. Though there have been a big pressure, big match pressure, chasing in a big match is a different pressure. Despite of everything, they've hung in there. That is much more important. Short ball offered. Good shout from the wicketkeeper. Take things to get deviated over there. Trying to keep up the momentum high, Dream 11. Taking more time ball after ball so that the batter might get distracted. The flow of the batter will be broken. Another thing is changing of lengths, Yorker and short ball. Swing and a miss, couldn't get much control over there. It's turning out to be a decent over, just single run in 4 balls from Kishore. Economical spell too. He bowled with an economy of 6.00 today. As Vicky is thinking out what needs to be done at this point of time. Still there is a possibility that he could finish things off in this over. Not much better control over there as the batters were trying to come back for the second run, as it eventually goes for boundary. That moves Vicky's score to 45. And all they need is 7 more runs to win the game. One big shot for the half century of Vicky and the scores will be levelled. That's 144 for 4. Will be quite crucial to watch out for. Cuts it away at the no man's area. That goes for boundary. That is 148 after 17 overs. 9 runs coming off that Kishore's over. Started well, but ended up with a couple of boundaries. 3 to win the game. High in the air, and nobody could stop that going for the boundary. 6 to finish things off from Anirudh as he's moving back to 40s. Excellent partnership between Anirudh and Vicky to finish things off, and they are winning this game, and they are the champions of this Iron Fist season number 4 Pitch Smashers 11. Look at the numbers with the way how they built in this partnership, Vicky and Anirudh together, along with the initial start from Vinod, chasing down a target of 151. Vinod lost his wicket to 45 runs, gave a good start in the power play, and then they've lost a couple of wickets, fallen down at the middle of the innings. It was 62 for 4 one point of time, and then they took this partnership, almost 92 runs partnership together. Vicky 49 of 31 and Anirudh 41 of 32 ensured that they are winning this game. In bowling card, good performance from Kishore. Sivaram Ramkumar picked up 2 wickets. Sonu Pratap picked up 2 wickets, but unfortunately couldn't end up being a winning side, especially with the way how Sivaram batted today. 65 runs with the bat, 2 wickets with the ball. Unfortunately, that efforts went in vain. That's the story here, as Pitch Smashers are beating up Dream 11 by a difference of 6 wickets and winning up the title of Iron Fist season number 4. Join us in the post-match presentation. Thank you.